What's up, everybody? It's your man's KJ the Great, dropping another edition of All Sports Media TV. But first, I want to say, I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now, we about to talk about it. The year is over. 2023 is done. Probably the best year for boxing we've had in a decade, maybe even more. Big fights were announced. Big fights were had. Knockouts happened. Arguably some of the best fights have happened in just all around. Everything was great. Now, let's talk about this. So, right now, I'm about to give you guys my top 10 pound for pound men fighters of 2023. We're going to start at number 10. All right, y'all. So, at number 10, we've got three-division world champion, the current WBC lightweight world champion, Shakur Stevenson. Sugar Shakur. He would have been a little bit higher, but his performance was not up to his standards. He had an injury. Oh, well. I put him at number 10. Great fighter, great defensive fighter. He can be better than that last outing, but he's still in my top 10. Now, we go on to number 9. We got the current two-division world champion, the current WBO lineal junior welterweight world champion, none other than Teofimo Lopez, coming off of an explosive, dominating victory over Josh Taylor. Teofimo Lopez is 19 wins, 1 loss, no draw, with 13 wins by way of knockout. That was his best win, probably arguably either the 1-2 or 1B best win of his career. 2024 is looking way up for this guy. Now, at number 8, I got three-division world champion, the current WBA lightweight regular world champion, none other than Gervonta Tank Davis. 29 wins, no losses, no draw, 27 wins by way of knockout. Had an explosive earlier half of the year. He fought and stopped Hector Luis Garcia in 9 rounds. He ended up stopping Ryan Garcia in 7th rounds with a body shot. Boom, boom, bam. He would have fought more this year, but, the judge was hating on him. He had to go serve the rest of his little probation in jail. But that's all. Neither here nor there. I got him at number 8. 2024 is looking up and bright for him as well. Coming in at number 7, we got Jermell Iron Man Charlo. Lions only. Lions only. He is 35 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 19 wins by way of knockout. He's coming off of a very, very bad loss against Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, prior to this, he was a top 5 pound for pound fighter. A lot of people say, well, how do you have him in the top 5 pound for pound? Well, he was undisputed. He won by knockout. He won his last couple fights. He rectified his only 2 blemishes on his record at the time. So, yes, he was a top 5 pound for pound fighter. I had him at number 5. No higher, just number 5. So, he's down at number 7 now. A lot of y'all could put him out of the top 10, or he could be lower, probably like number 9 or 10. But I'm going to keep him at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we got the current unified light heavyweight champion, Artur Beterbiev, who is 19 wins, no losses, no draw, all 19 wins by way of knockout. Last time he fought was in January, so he could arguably be off this list, but I'm going to keep him at number 6. Not very many of these guys have all their wins by way of knockout. He's unified. He's got the ring title up there, and he's looking to defend. He will defend his title in January against Callum Smith. And after that, he'll be looking to go into a undisputed showdown with Dimitri Bivol. So we're going to see. 2024 is looking up for him as well. Coming in at number 5. This man could arguably be higher on this list right now, but I won't do it just yet. But coming in at number 5, we got Devin, the Dream Haney. 31 wins, no losses, no draws, 15 wins by way of knockout. This guy has had arguably the best year of all these boxers on here. I'm telling you, look at it. He beat Lomachenko unanimously. A lot of y'all say, oh no, he lost. Well, go back and watch the fight. No commentary, no sound. Watch every punch, not just the head punches. Lomachenko had 3 explosive rounds. It was round 8, 9, no, round, it was round 8, 10, and 11. Those were his best rounds of the fight. But the other hand, he came out 1-12, and he was won arguably the first 6 or 7 rounds in the fight. The kid is 25, undisputed at lightweight, dropped all those titles, moved up to junior welterweight, took on arguably one of the best top 2 in the division in Regis Rougarou Prograis. Outboxed this guy, outclassed him, dropped him in the 3rd round, hurt him in the 6th, hurt him in the 8th, won that fight hands down. You cannot tell me this kid is not one of the best fighters in the world right now. So, 2024, I'm telling y'all, he's going to be in the top 3 pound for pound by the end of the year. But we're going to keep it rolling. At number 4, I got Saul Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion. He's coming off of that dominating win over Jermell Charlo. You know, I put him at number 4 because, yes, you beat somebody who's in the top 10, top 5 pound for pound, in my opinion. At that point, I had Canelo at number 6 in the top 10 pound for pounds. So I move him up right there. I give you credit. Credit given where it's due. He dominated, and now he's going to have a pretty good 2024. Jaime Munguia looks like he might be on his plate, or Jermall Charlo might be on his plate. But ultimately, we want to see David Benavidez on that plate. So we're going to see. Coming in at number 3, I usually don't do this. I usually don't put heavyweights in there, but I'm going to put them in there. Just one, only one. That being Oleksandr Usyk, the Ukrainian. He is coming off of a rather odd win over Daniel Dubois. In that fight, he was dropped by what is said to be a low blow. Was it a low blow? I don't know. But the referee called it a low blow. It didn't look like a low blow. Daniel Dubois ultimately, he gave up in that fight. And it was a little shaky. So look for Oleksandr Usyk to have a good matchup with Tyson Fury February 17th. 4 undisputed in the heavyweight division to crown the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis. We gonna see. Now, coming in at number 2, we've got the monster, Naoya Inoue. Man, what else can you say about this guy? Arguably, you could put him at number 1. I think, personally, after I had to break down a few things about opponents and whatnot, you know, I kept him at number 2. No knock on him, but I think he'll be number 1 on a lot of people's list, and for good reason. This guy was undisputed at bantamweight. Cleared out the division. Cream of the crop. Cleared him out. Said, I'm going up. Super bantamweight. And I'm challenging the unified champion, and Stephen Coolboy Fulton. Knocked that dude out inside of what, 7, 8 rounds? I mean, just boom, bam, and just pummeled him. And became unified right off the bat. And said, no, we ain't stopping there. December 26th, he challenged Marlon Tapales. Knocked him out in the 10th round. Stopped him. Became undisputed. The second man in the 4-belt era to become undisputed in 2 separate weight classes. The 4th person overall. The first was Clarissa Shields. The second was Terence Crawford. The 3rd, Katie Taylor. And now, Naoya Inoue. I agree with you, some of y'all. He should be probably number 1. But when you just break down the namesake and all of that, that's what keeps him at number 2. Don't worry. He's at his division right now. He said he's going to work this division and defend. Then he's probably going to move up. So then he's going to be taking out some more names, and he'll be number 1 at some point. I can see that. Now, number 1. Yes. You guessed it. None other than Nebraska's own Terence Bud Crawford, who is 40 wins, no losses, no draws, 31 wins by way of knockout. He didn't have but 1 fight this year, but it was the biggest fight and that was the most anticipated fight in the last decade. Nobody saw the fight playing out the way it did, but this fight on paper was supposed to be evenly matched with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. It was, the first time we would have an undisputed 4-belt champion and all that. And Terence Crawford totally dominated the fight. Another top 5 pound-for-pound fighter at the time. Dominated the fight. Dropped Errol Spence in the second round with a boom, bam. Hit him like that and dropped him again in the 7th. Hurt him multiple times. Dropped him again. And then he got the stoppage in the 9th. A lot of people thought the fight should have been stopped in the 7th or the 8th round. So, with that being said, man, the next year they supposed to have that rematch, and Terence Crawford, they're gonna have it at 154. He's already looking forward to having big fights. You got Tim Tszyu, Jamel Charlo, Carlos Ocampos, you got Brian Mendoza, Sebastian Fedora. You got a lot of different guys at 154 that might, try to get in the way of Terence Crawford becoming a 3-division undisputed champion, unless he decides to jump up to 168, which the rumors have been happening, and challenging Canelo Alvarez. We don't know. We will see. I don't think that super middleweight will happen, but I think he could do some damage in junior middleweight. So, that's going to be crazy. Now, let's talk about this. Performance of the year, it goes to Terence Crawford, hands down. Now, this was kind of arguable because you can argue performance of the year could have went to Naoya Inoue over Stephen Fulton, the way he totally dominated that fight. But Stephen Fulton, he wasn't a top pound-for-pound fighter. He was a really good fighter, don't get me wrong, but he just wasn't who like the likes of Errol Spence was. We could have said performance of the year went to Devin Haney, the way he won his fight with over Lomachenko. That was crazy. Another potential performance of the year could have went to Teofimo Lopez on this list as well, because he dominated Josh Taylor, and I thought Josh Taylor was going to take him to school based off of his previous fights with Sandor Martin. I thought Sandor Martin beat Teofimo Lopez. But, it is what it is. Overall, Terence Crawford get the performance of the year. Now, fight of the year. A lot of people are pegging fight of the year to be Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. I can't do that. It was too one-sided, man. Errol Spence won the first round and then it didn't win nothing outside of that, in my opinion. He didn't win anything. That's not fight of the year. I liked Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez more than that fight. A lot of people are saying fight of the year for the men could be Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. But another fight where the fighter dominated the fight. Tank Davis literally gave Ryan Garcia the first round. He knocked him down in the second round, and their own, he just strategically won the fight. He was, the smaller man, but just dominant. It's just, I don't understand it, man, sometimes. So, fight of the year goes to Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. You watch that fight. Go back and watch that fight. Lomachenko had some big moments in that fight. A lot of people said it was controversial. That's why I picked that fight. It was Devin Haney controlling the fight on the early half, and Lomachenko does what he does, comes on strong in the second half of the fight. But even though Devin Haney had those moments where Lomachenko was all over him, letting his shots go, piece, boom, 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 all of that, he weathered the storms, and he pulled through and won the fight. That's my fight of the year, people. And also, I'm talking about fighter of the year. I am picking Devin Haney. Why am I not picking Terence Crawford? He only fought one time. He fought a big name, but it was just one time. If he would have fought twice, probably, yeah, maybe. Why not Naoya Inoue? Well, I like Inoue. He grew on me, as y'all seen in my videos. He grew on me. But do you think any of his opponents are bigger names or better fighters than who Devin Haney has faced this year? Name me one fighter that you think is better than Lomachenko on Inoue's record. None. Devin Haney beat Lomachenko, moved up to a bigger weight, beat arguably the best guy at that weight. I mean, what do you have to say? Sold the pay-per-view out, sold out his arena, 16,000 strong. He put on a hell of a year. So congratulations to Devin Haney as Fighter of the Year in my book from All Sports Media TV. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know who you think is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pound for pound best. Let me know who you think is the Fighter of the Year. Let me know who you think had the performance of the year or what is the fight of the year. I want to hear it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.